Kelly here with my dear friend Nancy, Inspiring Women on a Mission. Today we have a topic I know everyone is going to be really interested because I think we've all had some issues like this. We're going to talk about weight and food and how sometimes these things can really morph into all kinds of other issues for us. So Nancy's got some things on her mind that she'd like to talk about, and I'm going to let her take it away.
Nancy has some things on her mind. Nancy has some chub around her middle. Hi there, everyone.
It's insulation.
It's insulation. It's menopause. No, it's more than that. Up until I was about 30, I didn't have any issues with weight or food. I could eat anything that I wanted. However,
Nancy was a model, and you should see those photos.
Thanks, Kel.
Wow.
But my mom and my grandma, my aunt, lots of overweight people in my world. And I did pick up on some of that stuff. Like my mother, we would be shopping when I remember being a teenager, even preteen, we would be out shopping at the mall, and some of my mom's stuff was coming through, but I couldn't relate because I was slender. But my mom would ask me questions and say things like, "Nan, hey, is that lady over there heavier than me or lighter?" And she was really appropriate in how she used wording about women who were heavier, or like she didn't use bad language.
So she was trying to compare herself and see kind of where she was.
She wasn't really sure about her body image or her size to how maybe the world saw her, or other people saw her. I think, and so. Anyhow, I remember that still to this day, and love my mother, my mother dearly.
She probably didn't realize, especially back when we were growing up, what that message was maybe sending to you. Is that
I think correct? She was, oh sure, I don't think she would even, I think she was more concerned about where her stuff was at, like her own body image issues, her own weight issues, her own feeling of not feeling comfortable in her own body at any size.
Yeah.
And certainly that was never conveyed to her, that because my grandma, like I say, and my aunt and other members of my family have weight issues, so that's maybe a generational thing, I don't know, but having that feeling that she wasn't comfortable in her own body at any size. So I've picked up that. I didn't experience that when I was younger. I experienced that as I post 30. As I started to put on weight myself, as I got older, for a variety of reasons. Emotional eating. I'm an emotional eater, so I probably grabbed that from my mom or my grandma or my aunt, I don't know where.
Okay.
But yeah, so then I started to have these self-esteem issues, which I still have to this day. This self-love, self-acceptance, that I'm okay, that I step on the scale weekly, and I don't tell people my weight. I'm probably, my family doctor knows how much I weigh, but and I'll say, I lost 30 pounds, but I'm not going to give you the number, the starting or the ending number. That's my business. But see, that's my baggage. That's my baggage, and I'm okay with that baggage because I'm a work in progress. But I know there's so many people out there that have this. And
I think you're not alone in that. I think that's really, really common, actually. So.
Well, I think there's men out there that have this. We were having kind of a little side conversation before we started to prepare for our video today, and that men experience these sorts of things too.
I think so. I've known men in my life that have done the same thing, and so I think it's maybe more of a people issue, and it just depends on where your comfort is on something like that. I know I used to work in retail. I worked for Nordstrom's for a number of years, and I remember that sometimes women would go into the dressing room and they wanted to get into that size 8, and they would have done anything to be in that size 8, and I would say to them, in the size 8, they could maybe like squeeze into it, and they were so happy, but the size 10 looked better. And I would say, do you wear the labels on the outside of your clothes? Because really, we're just trying to make you look the best you can look. The size 10, rip the label out, and nobody's going to know.
Cut it out.
Yeah, it's a number. And nowadays we find, especially with clothing, you can be anywhere from, you can be all over the map, really, whether it's a small, large, medium, extra large, in between. And the label doesn't really have anything to do with the size.
Well, Sidebar on me, I have cut labels out.
What are the things that you find are helping you in your journey right now in getting to where you want to be and where you feel really comfortable in your body?
Darn good question. Some of it is exercise, but not exercise for losing weight, exercise just for feeling better about myself. So I'm playing badminton as well these days. But self-love and self-acceptance. So to me, health is important, and yes, eating right. But I like to eat wild and crazy bad things. So that's a big wild topic for a lot of people.
Right.
But it's about self-love and self-acceptance. So being compassionate with me, and that's a daily thing for me, getting up in the morning and going to bed at night and loving myself and giving myself a pat on the back for not what I ate or what I weigh on the scale, but that I'm a good person and that I'm worthy no matter what size or shape that I am, no matter that I ate the right foods that day.
And I have to say that I've known Nancy now for, gosh, how many years now? 8, 9?
Like a decade?
Like that. Yeah, close to 10 years now. And I have to say that she is one of the most positive and generous people that I have ever met in my life. And
Thanks, Cal.
And I've told her this before. I want to put it out there as well. But she is one of the most kind and generous people on this earth. And you rarely meet somebody with as good of a heart as you have. And so to me, I don't really care how much you weigh. I think you're beautiful inside and out. And we hope that our listeners and our viewers feel the same way about their own bodies and their own lives. We love to hear from all of you, and if you've had these issues or if you have a great solution on how you've overcome this, we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to share with others. And drop us a note or check out our page. And thank you so much for listening to us today.
Thanks for listening.